to Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast.
Oh, that's the most crisp one I've had.
It was pretty crispy.
Well, welcome into Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Hayes, with Matt Baker.
That's me.
And our special guests, I guess, we've had before, but Bus, Larry Cowan with us too.
Yeah, what up? What up?
We had to get a Falcons fan in here, so we usually hold the South for last, but we're going to do the South today, and then we'll knock out the rest of the division later. But this is the day we could get Bus in here to do the show with us, and like I said, we want to try to get a Falcons perspective. You got a Panthers perspective, and then whatever perspective you want to say Baker has.
Beer goggles.
But we do have, before I run, you can find us at avgffpod.com. You can go there, click the buttons, go to the places, listen to us where you want to. You can also listen to us on the website, and you can find us on Facebook and YouTube. So give us a like, follow, subscribe. But we do have a beer of the week. I found it at the gas station I stop at before I come to Baker's. It's called Mama's Little Yellow Pilsner. Oscar Blues Brewery. I'm not sure where that's out of, but so 4.7% alcohol. I'm going to guess that it's just a light Pilsner, nothing crazy.
It's not even super light. I mean, it's definitely a Pilsner, though.
Actually, it has a lot more flavor than I expected.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not like it's not bad.
It's not.
I'm not a huge Pilsner fan, but
it tastes like grapefruit to me, though. And I'm not a huge grapefruit person.
It does have like that aftertaste. Kind of,
but I mean, it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
It's not the worst. It's not the best, but it's not the worst.
Like most of the time when it has flavor, I'm not expecting a couple drinks in, and it's kind of smoothed out a little bit. So
I think you just get accustomed to it. Like it's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not terrible.
Go get it. Don't get it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hank Hill would be so disappointed right now. What flavor is it? Well, it's beer flavor.
Yeah, that's very true.
If anybody out there has a beer of the week, you can email us avgnflpod@gmail.com. You can also go to Facebook and submit something if you want to DM me, or you can go to the website. I'm pretty sure if you go to contact us, there's a button you can click and send messages. So if you guys either want to send us one, but if you suggest it, we'll do our best to get it. We would love any and all suggestions on beer of the week.
Go flick our bean too, right? We can get a message through that.
Oh, that's the Podbean thing. I remember that.
I had completely forgot for a second. Yeah. If you go to our Podbean page, you can flick our bean.
I don't know why they haven't done that. Somebody needs to listen to this and let them know that.
I imagine I know why they haven't done it.
I'm going to start a coffee shop called Bean Flickers.
I can almost guarantee it's been done.
Idea.
I can almost guarantee it's been done, but I like it nonetheless.
But yeah, no, sorry.
All right. So before that, there's a little bit of news. Let's see. Stafford is still dealing with the back. He did not play, did not practice. So there's a little bit of concern with that because the reports coming out with the beat writers were if he practiced today, then everything was good. Well, guess what? He didn't practice today.
He didn't even suit up.
Yeah. So what the official statement from the Rams are that he opted out of practice and that he'll be fine. So we'll see, but he was in street clothes today. So that's concerning mainly for the Puka and Devontae Adams life. Yeah. But I think it boosts up the Kyron Williams.
Who's his backup there now? It's Jimmy G, right?
Jimmy G, yeah.
So Mr. it may still be okay for Devontae Adams.
And Stetson Bennett.
Did you see what happened when he was on the Raiders?
Oh, well, yeah,
Jimmy
that's
G
true
hates
too.
Devontae Adams.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Jimmy G is just as prone to injuries. So do not count out Stetson Bennett. We might see him this year.
I think the last injury he had was a back injury.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
And I don't know if the Georgia dude that had to go to rehab,
Stetson Bennett,
is he third string there still?
Technically, I think he is. But he was kicking ass in the preseason game.
Oh, so he did play? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to see him back out there.
Wasn't last year he forced to he ride the bench or something? Had to go through
he had to go take a personal time.
Yeah, he's a drunk.
I knew there was something along those lines.
So
I mean, some say he drank all the way through college and won 2 national championships.
Hey, that's if you can do it, do it. I guess. I mean,
it's like the drunken monks. You know?
Yeah.
Let's see. Alexander Madison out for the season.
Neck injury. Yeah.
Yeah. And the only reason that makes any kind of news is because Jalen Wright looked like garbage can. And so Madison was actually making waves in camp, and it was looking like he might win the job as the backup to Achane. So
now it's Ollie, right?
Ollie Gordon. Yeah, he looked okay from what I heard in preseason, but I know that Jalen Wright looked horrendous.
I've got Ollie a couple places like a late round pick in some of the rookie drafts.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably grab it
back.
They'll probably grab somebody that gets cut too, because when the cuts come out, we're going to see a lot of people hit the streets.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of other stuff. There's a lot of other injuries and things like that. You just gotta have to monitor. It's hard to keep up with all the bumps and bruises right now. But anyway, that's the main thing. Anything else that I'm missing or skipped over when it comes to the news?
The only thing is, and it's not anything really, but it is. But Najee, his injury was like a 4th of July accident, like firecracker blew up his eye or whatever.
And he's not even opening that eye.
Yeah, that eye's still not even opening. I mean, we're short time out. They're saying maybe he's ready for week 1, but this may be Omari and Hampton all day long.
Yeah, this
start the season. So
this kind of feels like the
Christian McCaffrey, like
the kind of
everything's good,
everything's gonna be fine, and then it's like, and then he'll be out for the season.
So that being said, I mean, you might want to start looking at other backup backs there or potential signings there as well, just because. I mean, it's rare you see a rookie that comes in and handles everything for all of it.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about rookies, TreVeyon Henderson looked great.
Yeah,
First time he touched the ball 100 yards to the house on a kick return, and then he looked good running the ball. So. His draft stock's about to skyrocket.
I feel a little better about him. If they just put him in a different uniform, I'd feel a lot better about him.
Well, it's like I said. I've said for years, Patriots is where running backs go to die. But maybe he can break the cycle. I mean, I do like Vrabel. Vrabel bringing in Josh McDaniels back there. Josh McDaniels is a terrible head coach, but he's been a really good offensive coordinator, and I think Vrabel's a really good head coach. And so I have mild optimism for the Patriots.
Glad you enunciated that.
I don't know what it could have been if I didn't enunciate. But I think it's obviously going to have to go the way of their quarterback, who's escaping me right now.
Drake May.
There he is. By the way, Bus, I found those pills that you recommended for me. I've been taking them. The cognitive.
Ginkgo
is it working?
I don't know. I couldn't remember Drake May's name.
It's not.
It's not hurting though. Or maybe I guess we wouldn't be.
No,
able
it's
to tell.
definitely not hurting. He does recall 22% more of the names.
Well, that's it.
But it's the wrong name though. He recalls the name, but it's just the wrong name. It's not,
as long as you can recall something, then it's working.
Instead of
it's a process.
What's his
guys.
name? What's his lips? It's Josh Jacobs, and I'm like, don't you mean Alvin Kamara? And he goes, oh yeah, Alvin Kamara, and that's where it's at now. It's a different.
Hey, listen, it's a process. We got to take baby steps.
See, without the pills, you're just like,
what's his lips?
What's his lips? That's my fingers. Wait for
if you can recall a name, you're doing good.
I tell you, the hottest this seat gets though is when I can't remember a name and he has no idea who the hell I'm talking about. So now I'm trying to Google real fast because it's complete dead air. So
I'm like, what team did he play for? If you don't know what team he does play for, the guy that worked at McDonald's last week.
I'm like the third string left tackle for the Chiefs that year.
I'm over here like I don't even know. Is that a thing? Like
what year? 2012 through 18. One of those years.
The thing is that my brain recalls things but can't get all the details, and the name is usually the thing it leaves out.
Yeah.
Hey, I have the same issue. That's why I take those pills.
All right, so we were talking about Najee and the rookies.
Najee and all that stuff.
But yeah, I think that I feel okay with the Patriots as far as their offensive weapons and their fantasy value, especially with TreVeyon Henderson. I just wonder because I've heard they're saying Ramondre's been looking good too, and that's not boding well if you want, Henderson
I think it'll
to be
bode
the
fine
guy.
until they play a real snap and then they see what Ramondre really is.
They remember.
They're like, oh, there he is. That's the Ramondre we know.
Well, here's the thing, though. Every team in the NFL wants a split backfield.
Yeah.
They do now, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, every now and then, if the the head RB just stands out, of course they're going to go with him.
Yeah, they'll run.
But every team wants a split backfield, and that's something you have to remember.
And that's kind of I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking about that today. Everybody's kind of out on Breece right now because Breece he's first of all tweeted some things in regards to how this isn't he's not their guy, talking about the new coaching staff. So apparently he's not feeling the love as far as being the starter, and they've come out and said basically they want to run a committee backfield with the Jets, and there's some reports thinking they may want to run a 3-headed monster back there with Braylon Allen, and then was it Isaiah Davis?
Isaiah Davis.
Yeah. So there's and right now they're all kind of looking good, but my thought process is I think Breece is substantially better when he's on his game than either one of those guys.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the whole thing with McCaffrey for years where the teams are like, yeah, we're going to have to use somebody else. We can't just run McCaffrey out there 90% of the snaps. And then the season starts and they're running McCaffrey out there 90% of the snaps because even if the guy behind a really good back like Breece is good, if Breece is elite, it's a massive drop. Where this Breece can break 3 tackles and get first downs, this guy can break 2 tackles and get 3rd and 2. And so I think I'm still in on Breece. I will say I'm a little bit more concerned than I was say a week or two ago, but I'm still in on Breece just because I think when the real bullets start flying, and I think Breece's talent and ability are going to outshine the others so much that it's not going to be a committee. It's just going to be Breece until he gets tired, and then one of the other guys will get a chance.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I would still,
Braylon Allen.
Yeah, I would still handcuff Braylon Allen.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Somebody dropped Isaiah Davis in one of the leagues I was in, and I went and grabbed him up immediately.
Yeah.
Just, on the chance. So, yeah, I think Braylon Allen is a good back. That dude's been a beast everywhere he's gone. Dude was a breakout in college at 17 years old. He's been a grown man since he was like 6. Yeah. So, I don't – but I just think that Breece's ability as a 3-down back to catch the ball – his speed, quickness, and all that stuff. I just think that ability is going to prove to be too valuable to sit him as much as they think they're going to with a committee type play. Yeah. All right, well, let's move on there. Let's hit the breaking down the NFC South. I'm telling you, that bass player, I got to figure out where that came from because that bass player is getting it.
That is funky.
All right, so the NFC South. All right, well, I got the Bucks winning the division at 11-6.
Yep, same.
You got them at 11-6.
I have them at 12-5.
Okay, so we're all right there together. Then I got your faded Falcons at 9-8. Bus. How much did your Homer heart lift them up?
11-6.
Okay. All right.
9-8.
Okay.
Fuck y'all.
Well, I had to temper my love for the Panthers, and I have them finishing third at 8-9.
Did you cheat off my paper?
No.
8-9.
8-9.
And then the Saints, I got at the bottom. I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year, and I got them at 5-12. Oh, and that's being generous.
I got 3-14, and I gave them a game. So
I got them at 4-13.
So none of us have faith in the Saints. So we'll start there with them at the bottom. So they didn't do a ton in the offseason, obviously. They've been pushing their cap money down the line for years and years and years, and I think it's finally starting to catch up with them. They went and got Cam Akers, signed a 1-year deal. Brandon Cooks came back. I think that's
a retirement thing. He's old.
Yeah, 2-year deal with them. I didn't even know Donovan Peoples-Jones was still in the league, but he signed with them for a year. Dante Pettis is with them as well.
He's still in the league too?
They went and got every has-been receiver they could find.
He was the star of what little bit of offense they had in that game.
Yeah. Juwan Johnson signed re-signed with him with a 3-year deal. He got paid enough to let you know that he's going to be included in that offense. Outside of that, there wasn't anything really crazy. And then for their draft, we'll refresh on that.
There's a little bit of crazy there, in my opinion.
They went and got Tyler Shook in the second round. He has not looked great, and according to all reports. And that's it besides Devin Neal in the 6th on the offense for the most part. They got a blocking tight end late. So for fantasy, they just really haven't done a lot. Of course, Derek Carr has retired. And it looks like Spencer Rattler is looking like the best one out there. I keep wanting to call him Desmond Ritter.
No, you do keep calling him Desmond Ritter.
But you got Rattler out there. It looks like he's showing to be the starter. And Shuck can't even beat him out. So, I don't know. Rattler's not somebody. He was coming out of high school. He was like a top 5.
Absolutely.
Recruit. And then he just kind of flashed here and there in college, never really took off like everybody expected. Transferred from Oklahoma to South Carolina, was in moments South Carolina, got drafted, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to put it all together. Maybe.
I think he had potential at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But he never really put it together on the field. Now, when he was coming out of high school, Lincoln Riley was working with Baker Mayfield.
Right.
And he also was a big fan of that. Why am I blanking on his name? Now, I'm getting this from you.
Oh,
man.
Rattler. Spencer Rattler.
No.
Desmond Ritter.
No. Texas Tech plays for the Chiefs, goes to the Super Bowl.
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
And he's some like Gilboa for everybody now.
Y'all, you know what?
I caught it from you, man. No, actually, I do this all the time. But anyway, so Lincoln Riley was a big fan of both of those quarterbacks. And he wanted a quarterback that was pretty much an amalgamation of those two quarterbacks. And they went and got Spencer Rattler
Google.
because...
What does amalgamation mean?
You beat me to it.
But anyway, so he had the potential, like you said, coming out of high school. He just never put it together at Oklahoma, and then he ended up transferring to South Carolina. He was decent. He wasn't bad, but, his draft capital is what it is because he never really came through in the end.
And I think, we have to also consider, I think he's getting better coaching this year. You got Kellen Moore there. I've always liked Kellen Moore as an offensive mind, obviously a former quarterback himself. So it could be that with Kellen Moore there, he's able to create this offense that makes it a little bit better for Rattler to go out there and do what he does and not have to think as much. Because I think that's where it all falls apart. But either way, I don't have a lot of faith in the offense. I think Kamara's still going to be great in the backfield.
Well, he's got a great mentor there in Taysom Hill, too. And as far as a quarterback, tight end, whatever he's there.
It's going to be interesting to see what Kellen Moore does with him this year when he finally gets off the injury.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not when Rattler did play last year, it didn't look impressive. No. Everything looked like it was just all crumbling.
Their whole
apart,
team was ass. Their coaching was ass. Their offensive scheme was ass. It was just all a dumpster fire.
So, except for the first 2 games of the season.
Oh yeah, no, Derek Carr was a Pro Bowl quarterback in 2 games.
Yeah.
They scored like over 100 points.
He had like 11 touchdowns in 2 games or something, and finished the season with 13.
I was eating shit because I was telling people like, "Oh, this is the worst team in the league. They're gonna suck so bad."
Yeah.
Those first 2 games, I looked like an idiot.
Yeah. But so moving to the running backs, you got Kamara back there. Who I think he's still really good. He's up there in age, but I think he's going to have to be this offense for the most part. So I think he's going to be a pretty decent pickup in fantasy as long as he stays healthy, just based off of the workload.
Kamara's one of them that doesn't even have to stay healthy and still puts up enough points. Fantasy. I mean, he's had like 3 seasons where he didn't play full seasons, and he still finished top 10 in all 3 of those seasons. So
when is he going to run out of gas, though? That's the question.
He's not. Him and Derrick Henry are cousins, and they're cut from the same cloth, and they're going to run forever. They're just going to be immortal running backs.
And then I don't know, Kendre Miller. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know who the backup's going to be because they also went and got
Devin Neal.
No, they went and picked up what's his lips from the Chiefs, who's supposed to be the best in CEH.
Yeah, the pass catching, non-pass catching back.
Yes, so CEH is there as well.
1st round draft pick.
Yeah,
and Cam
Never
Akers.
Forget that was a 1st round draft pick.
Yeah,
and Cam Akers.
I didn't even realize Cam Akers was there till we just read that.
So there's a lot of should have been talent there.
And we'll talk more about this guy in a minute, but you got Olave on the outside who I think Olave, talent-wise, is an amazing receiver. I wasn't big on him coming out of college, but I was wrong as far as his talent is concerned. He does deal with a lot of concussions. Some of that could be the fact that Derek Carr was his quarterback, throwing him murder balls.
Yes.
But it's one of those where a big hit and he's done for the season. He's done for weeks, and his quarterback. I don't know if his quarterback play is going to be improved. So, and then on the other side, you just don't know. Is it going to be Cooks? You got Rashid Shaheed, who's going to be on the other side, I should say, and he's solid, but he's a go ball, receiver for the most part.
This offense does not inspire any confidence at all, man.
Yeah, especially
I think we spent too much time on it.
We have even definitely.
I need therapy after thinking about this team.
Let's move on. A little bit brighter of a spot. The Panthers 8. I got them going 8-9. Well, we all got them going 8-9.
8-9, yeah.
I was happier with Bryce towards the end of last season. He definitely looked like a quarterback out there. Looked like he knew what he was doing, which was very.
Aspiring.
There we go. I don't know if that's a word, but it'll work.
It sounds good. I didn't even have to ask Google, so we're good.
In the offseason, they went out and got Rico Dowdle. I think it's a solid signing to back up Chuba. Rico is somebody. If Chuba gets hurt, I think they're not going to lose a ton with having to play Rico Dowdle at the running back position,
especially in pass catching. Rico's a little smaller, I think, but I mean he's still versatile and he's still quick.
Yeah. They signed Hunter Renfrow, which, I just learned that Hunter had been, the reason he missed time was because he's dealing with a disease. It was an autoimmune, what was it? We talked about it a few episodes ago.
Yeah, no, I remember that too.
But whatever it was, I can't remember off the top, but it wasn't like he was injured or couldn't make any teams. It's just that he was dealing with some medical stuff and couldn't play football. So we'll see. I don't expect him to go out there and really light up the fantasy scoreboards or anything, but I think he can be a solid influence in the locker room for these guys. That's really nothing major they did there. But in drafts, I feel like they surprised everybody when they took Tedero McMillan at the 8th spot. There was rumors that that's what they were going to do. I thought they were going to go edge rusher. I kind of wish they would have went edge rusher, but if Tedero McMillan turns out to be something, then I'll be pretty stoked about it. They did go edge rusher after that 2 picks, and then they got Travis Etienne's brother Trevor in the 4th round out of Georgia, who summarily fumbled the first time he touched the ball on a kick return. And then
that's what he does.
Etienne gonna be Etienne.
He is a good dynamic running back, but he fumbles a lot.
Does he?
Yes.
I don't know a ton about him. But yeah, so nothing crazy besides Tedero there. But you got Chuba. Chuba was great for fantasy last year on a bad team. He was still averaging almost 14 points a game in half-point PPR. And he finishes the RB13. And I think they went and paid him in the offseason. And so I feel good about Chuba. I mean, how you guys sitting where you can get him now? And we'll talk a little bit more about him in a little while. But right now he's going off at RB18. And I think there's value to be had there.
There's definitely value to be had. I mean, he showed us last year. He's going to show us all up anyways. I mean, I wasn't high on him coming into last season. And he did good. I mean,
I've never been high on Chuba.
He was more efficient than I thought he was going to be.
Even last year when he was doing good?
I see what's going on. It's hard to buy into that because you're like, the bottom's going to fall out of it at any minute, right?
You would think.
How many years did he sit behind? Like, he was in the league for 3 years before he actually got the starting job.
Was it that long?
I think it was 2.
Was it 2?
Yeah.
I think so.
But I mean, it's still. I mean, he showed last year that he does have a little flair and a little, like I said. I mean, it's there's something there, and I mean, it's hard, especially when some of these other backs are being projected at 4 and 5, and they've never had a top 10 finish. You know,
that's true.
That's the hard part when you got a guy going off at 18 that has already shown us he could finish 13, and they haven't done anything that really threatens his job. Rico Dowdle's like. He's a guy. You know what I mean? He's not like the super great running back that's going to come in here and just walk away with it. And they barely signed him to play. I mean, it's $6.25 million on a 1-year deal. It's like, he's there to relieve. It's like a relief back. So
I think the main thing is there's nothing behind Chuba. We thought Brooks was going to be the guy.
Yeah. When
they drafted him, we thought, they're just drafting him to take Chuba's job. Mm-hmm. And then he turned out to still be broken. So he's going to miss a whole nother year. So for this year, I think it's still going to be the Chuba show. And I think based off of volume alone, and you got to take in consideration too, what the head coach of the Panthers. Anyway, He used to be the Tampa offensive coordinator. He likes what the offense he likes to run. You look at what Rachaad White did in that offense, and not even being super efficient in it, but they still kept giving him the ball. And Dave Corrales, and so
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, it was on the tip of my tongue.
He's, and so I think that's a big part of what Chew was able to do, and I think he's going to be a pretty good outlet for Bryce. But then you got on the outside, you got Tedero McMillan, who's looked great in practice, who looked good in his preseason game, made a really good catch on the sideline. And then you got Xavier Legette, who we're kind of waiting to see what he turns into. You got Adam Thielen, who's still solid. I mean, I think he's still a good chain mover at receiver. So I'm even more mildly optimistic for the Panthers than I was for the Patriots. So, the big thing for them is their defense. Their defense was absolutely horrendously bad last year.
Yep.
And
if y'all gave away y'all's whole defense to the Giants.
Yeah. Well, I think it was by design. I think that they decided to go with the full rebuild, get rid of all their stuff, and now they're still in that. So we'll see what they can do. If their defense can be moderately better, then it could really change things for them as a team. Yeah. They're definitely not ready to win a division, but I think they're still in the upswing.
And don't let's not forget about Jatavian Sanders and his showing for this last season for them too. Like, I mean, he wasn't like this barn burner, tight end, but he's super efficient. And without the injury last year, who knows where he would have been.
Well, when he was coming out, based off of my awesome ability to scout, he came out in the same class with Brock Bowers, and everybody had Ben Sinnott, I think, as the number 2 tight end in that league. I thought Jatavian Sanders was the number 2 tight end. Based off, I mean, obviously, I'm not out here watching all 22 films and every snap, but I just felt like Jatavian Sanders for a pass catching tight end was a better all around tight end for that than Ben Sinnott. And Sinnott went the second round, and I think they got Sanders in the third or the fourth. So
I'm sure a lot of people. If I can remember right, I'm trying to think of who would have been the name after Ben Sinnott, but some people had him like 4th and 5th on the list.
Yeah. I can't remember who because I know it was a weak tight end class. It was Brock Bowers and then kind of everybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see. So from there, we'll go ahead and do the Bucs. We'll save the Falcons for last, but we do have the Bucs. All of us have the Bucs win the division. They're just going to run it back. They do have a new offensive coordinator, which I think is the biggest change for them because their old one is now in Duval.
I got chills.
Yeah. The head coach of Jacksonville and is the most awkward dude ever. But, from all accounts, they're going to be running the same offense, but that doesn't mean it's going to be better. And you know what? I don't know what Baker Mayfield will do if he had the same offensive coordinator 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that would be.
I don't think he's had the same.
He would have no idea what to do. Yeah,
they didn't really do a ton, like I said, as far as grabbing new people. They didn't do anything really in free agency with the offensive side of the ball, and then the draft. Again, it was just we're just going to kind of keep our guys. And they did grab Ibuka, which was huge, and we'll talk more about him later. But outside of that, I mean, Tez Johnson, the 7th, was probably a special teams ad anyway, and so. You got Baker Mayfield, who had a career year last year. I think he threw 45 touchdowns.
Yep.
And dude looked like what everybody thought he was going to be when he was the number 1 overall pick for the Browns. And then you got the breakout of Bucky Irvin, which we were big on Bucky Irvin before the season started last year. Well, I was seeing what he did in college, and I don't watch a ton of college until the draft, and I go back and watch a lot of replays. But to me, he was an explosive player, and I thought based off of the running back room that the Bucs had last year, it was an easy room to break into and take over, and that's exactly what he did.
Oh yeah.
And I think Bucky, from what they're talking now, they're like, Bucky's the dude. We want to give him all the touches we can get him. I hope his body can hold up to that. His skill set can.
Yeah.
A
lot of people are worried about his size.
Yeah, he's definitely an undersized back, but he plays bigger than he is for sure. And he's great at pass catching and just super explosive back there. And Rachaad White, I think, still going to have that same role as a pass catching kind of 2-minute drill type guy because he's great at catching.
Uber efficient. Yeah, I mean, you throw.
He's not efficient at yards.
No, not
he's
at running,
efficient at the
catching.
catches.
That's what I'm saying. Like this guy's got like a 96% career catch rate or something.
Yeah,
like when
it's
it comes
insane.
to
it's absolutely insane.
He doesn't miss, but and last year he was a little higher on touchdowns for passing touchdowns, but he is not. He finished over 4 yards a carry last season, but he only carried the ball like 100 times, so it didn't really matter.
And Sean Tucker will have one game where he just goes off for no reason.
Well, there's actual talk that Sean Tucker could take the role of the number 2 receiver. I don't think that's going to dampen Rachaad White's pass catching, but Sean Tucker, if Bucky does go down, it could be the Sean Tucker show. He might be the cuff you want to grab in that backfield, basically. We're going to talk more about Mike Evans here later, but the dude's still a beast. I mean, he still got his 1,000 yards last year. Yeah, did they force it? But yeah, obviously, but I mean, they still made the playoffs. It wasn't like they put their wins at stake to get him his 1,000. Yeah. And so I'd like to see him get another 1,000 this year. I think it's a great streak that he's on. Whether he's still got that juice or not, as being as old as he is, we'll have to see. Chris Godwin's obviously hurt again, so I don't know. He may or may not start the season, but you got Ibuka, and Ibuka is a solid. He doesn't come across to me as anything super dynamic. He just seems like somebody who's everything. He's good at everything.
Yeah.
He's great at route running. He's great at catching. He's great at getting separation, but I don't expect him to get a ball, 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, make 6 guys miss and score.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. You probably saw him more in college, Bus. I mean, what's your opinions on what Ibuka was in college, or him as a receiver?
I think he's going to end up playing the slot because he was a dynamic receiver in college, but I don't know that he's going to have what it takes to play anything more than slot, at least in his first season. Of course, Mike Evans is always going to be the dominant receiver there.
Right.
But he probably will get fed a lot because of that, because Mike Evans being that dominant force, he's going to get the double coverage, and Ibuka's going to be out there at least until Chris Godwin comes back, whenever that may be.
Right. Yeah. But do you think if it's McMillan and Ibuka out there, that McMillan will play the outside and Ibuka will be in the slot then?
I think so. I think that's the way they were running it, if I remember right from the preseason game. But I guess we'll find out a little more in the next few games to come. But I think right now they're going to end up playing him in the slot, at least for the first of the season.
I think they have a really solid wide receiver room, and I would still invest in McMillan if you're in Dynasty because of the age of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I don't think he's super old, but his body is super old. And so it could be in the next year or so, it could be Ibuka and McMillan in that wide receiver room. And those two guys could be on down the road. So, and then at tight end, you got Cade Otton, who's just solid for the most part. He's a great late round, kind of, oh my God! When you play different players every week and streamer option, there it is.
I got you, man. I know all these definitions.
If you're going to be streaming tight ends, if you're going the late round tight end, he's a guy that I've definitely been looking for in drafts. So,
and anybody gets hurt, I think he kind of takes a step up. Anyways, he showed us last year when Evans missed the 2 weeks and Godwin was out, with his injury. All of a sudden, it was the Otton show. We saw he was getting 10, 12 targets a game.
3 or 4 weeks in a row, he was just like a target hog.
And he was just eating each time, too. He was coming down with most of them. He got a couple touchdowns. It was like, now it's time. And then once Evans came back and everything started working, he kind of faded back again,
Yeah.
Am I misremembering, or was he overdrafted last year?
Otton, he was overdrafted.
I think
he definitely was overdrafted.
I'll say this: he was overdrafted for what he did in the beginning of the season, but people who had him and held on to him, it
was part of that, but it was also the so the year before last, he had ran the most routes of any tight end. Like his route percentage was through the roof, and so the analytics said, based off of history, when you have a tight end or a receiver who's running this many routes, that it's bound to break at some point. So the analytics fantasy crew pushed Otten up because they're like, this is going to be his breakout based off of the fact in 2023 he had this route percentage where he was running like, I want to say it was over 85% of the time he was on the field, he was running routes. He just wasn't getting the ball that much. And so they're like, anybody who runs that big of a percentage of routes is bound to get the ball at some point, which they were right in a sense, but he didn't explode to the level that we all that they were kind of hinting at.
And it came on the shoulders of, injury, realistically. I mean, Godwin went out, Evans missed a game or two,
we didn't really see it, like you said, until Evans went down, and then Godwin, I think they were both out at some point.
Yeah, so there was
and that was kind of the explosion for Otten. And then once that happened, everybody's like, oh, here it is. Now it's finally happening. And it did for a minute until those guys came back.
week 8 through 10, Mike Evans was out. And those exact weeks, I want to say he averaged like 10 targets a game. Cade Otten did. Coming off the back of only having like 5 targets per game.
Right.
Previous. So 8 through 10, he had 10, 11, and 10 targets those weeks.
And so, so he got pushed. You're right. He got overdrafted because he was pushed up the board by the analytics crowd, and then he didn't really hit on it the way that we all.
Once the targets went away, all of a sudden he became valuable, and he was good at it. Like it's still, it's a good. He's definitely a good streamer. I think there's going to be weeks when you're going to want to pick Cade Otten up, and he's going to have good weeks. But I think
Mike Evans isn't going to be healthy the whole season.
Yeah, exactly. And
Ibuka's a rookie. McMillan's a second-year guy. So
and Godwin's not healthy now. So
and Otten's got that rapport with Baker, and Baker loves his guys. Yeah. So he's definitely somebody to grab, but I'm not looking to grab him anytime early. I mean, I don't think he's going to be a top 10 tight end.
I wouldn't draft him originally. Yeah. No, I don't think he's going to be a top.
But I think he'll have 15. Top 10 weeks.
He's at tight end 24 right now, which seems like a little more acceptable for him.
Oh, absolutely.
That's about where he should be.
Yeah, because tight end 24 was like wide receiver 170.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there it is. Well, let's move on to the Falcons. The Falcons, I have at 9-8. Bus has got them at 11-6. Baker's got them at 9-8. I will say, in your defense, the Falcons have a very easy schedule, especially at the beginning of the season. They're one of the teams where I've been targeting some of their players just based off of how easy their like first 4 or 5 games are. And based off of what the defenses they play against did last year, so you take that for what it's worth. But I do think they're an improved team. For me, I need to know that Penix can be that guy, before I'm willing to go all in. I think they have a solid defense, and I think they have tons of talent on that offense. In the offseason, they didn't do anything crazy when it came to the free agency. When it comes to like skill position fantasy players, they picked up Jamal Agnew, who's whatever, and Kaderil Hodge re-signed with them.
Yeah, Jamal's one of them sporadic. He's going to run at least one touchdown back on special teams.
I didn't realize
just out of
Easton
nowhere.
Stick was there now.
Oh yeah, they had to replace Ritter.
We're not even talking about Ritter.
Rattler?
Wait, are you talking about Rattler? And then in the draft, they did nothing on the offensive side of the ball when it comes to the skill positions. They drafted an offensive tackle on the 7th. That was whatever. I don't even know what that is. In the 4th round, they drafted an NB. I have no idea what that is. Whatever Billy Bowman Jr. is. I have never seen a football position listed as NB. I was trying to pull the player up to see what he's listed as on here.
I'm looking for him on the depth chart. NB.
Yeah.
Something back. Nickelback.
Oh. Apparently I clicked on a video.
I've never seen it listed as he's specifically a Nickelback.
Yeah, no.
Was that right?
Never take it as a wise man.
Look at this photograph.
I'm out here covering this slot receiver. All right, enough of that. Anyway.
Yeah, that was...
So I think it's going to boil down to what Penix did. I gave the Falcons a lot of guff last year off of the fact they drafted Penix after giving Kink Cousins a humongous contract.
That was the only reason I really like. I mean, if they did sign Cousins to a 1-year deal for 15-20 million, something stupid like just we knew he was only going to be there 1 year.
3-year deal for like 270 million. Or
That's the only reason I was like, why would you go? But I don't know. I guess if you want to dump your money somewhere, just whatever.
And people are like, well, you see, that's why they did it. Well, then they shouldn't have. If they knew Kirk Cousins was not healthy, and they were going to have to draft a high quarterback, then don't sign Kirk Cousins.
Or don't sign a 3-year
side
deal.
of it, you look at it, but we're not going to go down that. We're not. Gonna, it is what it is. And now they've got the highest paid backup in the history of football with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
riding the bench, and Michael Penix out there. So I was going to ask you, Bus, do you think there's any chance that Michael Penix is looking over his shoulder if he knows he plays bad, that Cousins is going to come in?
I think there's always that, but I think he does have the confidence that he's not going to worry about it too much because he was a star in college.
Oh, he's great, yeah.
And he has the experience because
Was it Oregon?
Washington.
Yeah, I knew it was one of them.
He put in a good 6 years in college,
Yeah.
or at least 5, whatever it was, So he has the experience.
He had a COVID year, so it's probably you're probably right.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy about the college players because coming out of college.
Well, RJ Harvey was like a 6-year.
Kids coming out of college now are no longer kids; they are grown men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They have experience, and with the NIL, they can stay there longer and longer, and they're getting all these exceptions and exemptions to stay there longer.
Right.
So there's players that spend 5-6 years in college, and they're coming in already developed.
Was it Archie Manning came out and said he doesn't think Archie Manning is going to come out next year.
Yeah.
I mean, well, the dude's making bank at the NL. Why would you give up the college
If you're
life
making
and you're banking
$7-8 million a year,
and you're in college, and you're the star on campus? Yeah, ride that bus as long as you can, homie.
Yep.
And Austin, he's the king right now. And he's never even, he played a few snaps.
Yeah.
He's never played a full game.
No.
But he is the king of Austin, Texas at this moment.
So, but you believe Penix is that dude? You think?
I think so. I really do. He has all the potential to be that guy. I don't think he's going to be worried about Kirk Cousins because we watched Kirk Cousins last year, right?
Yeah.
It is true after the Achilles that he could get back to normal at some point, and there were a few games where he looked like he was, but then it did not pan out.
Those 2 games against Tampa.
Yeah, both games against Tampa. Yeah, I was going to say.
But
I think he had 1,500 yards combined against Tampa.
That was wild.
Week 5, Tampa QB1. He finished with 35 fantasy points.
Yeah,
Week
how many
8,
pass yards did he have? Like 500.
He had 509 passing yards. Week 8 against Tampa QB3.
Yeah,
he had 280, but he had 4 touchdowns.
Exactly.
So.
And how many touchdowns did he have in the first one? Like
4 touchdowns.
So he had 8 touchdowns in 2 games against Tampa. So here's all I'm saying: if you want, whenever you play Tampa, just put Kink in.
Yeah.
And let Penix play the rest of the game.
Yeah, exactly. He will own them. That he would definitely run that game. So
I don't think Kurt is happy being a backup at all.
Absolutely not. That dude's ego. You like that? You like that? Yeah. No. And look, he's always been fiery when he's on the field, and this may motivate him that if he gets a chance, you may see that old fiery, competitive, yelling at the reporters on the way to the locker room, Kirk again. But
maybe he goes to the Saints.
I mean, I still think they're trying to trade him. It's just, number one, I definitely don't think the Falcons want to trade him to the Saints.
No. But I'm just
and
saying.
The other thing is, I don't think the Saints can take any of that contract, and the Falcons aren't going to get rid of him unless they can
get rid of some of the
contracts. Unless they're getting something really like a top first round in return, they're going to eat that because his dead cap is astronomical.
It's like $99 million.
Yeah, I think it's like more now. I think it's like $130 million.
I know it's easy to say in hindsight, man, but when that happened, I was like, "This is a mistake."
Yeah,
it was. A big
signing
mistake.
Kirk to that money, I thought was a big mistake as well.
Penix was the guy I wanted all along. But
I wanted the Panthers to get Bo Nix. That's who I was hoping they go after. Yeah.
Oh, Bo Nix was great too. That's almost his counterpart, and Penix's counterpart at this point.
But I knew the Panthers weren't going to give up on Bryce that easily and go get another quarterback. But I was maybe they'll get crazy, like the Cardinals did when they got Arizona drafted. What's his name? Same year came out with Josh Allen. He got drafted in their one.
Rosen.
Yeah, Josh Rosen. And then the next year they got Kyler Murray. But all right. Well, speaking of the man, when I talk about Penix being the man definitely is Bijan at the running back position, or is it Bijan? I think he came out and said it's pronounced Bijan.
I refuse.
Yeah, no, it's
I
Bijan
refuse
Mustard.
to change it. It's Bijan.
How the man gonna come out and tell you how to say his name and you're like, nah.
That's what he was called all through college. So that's what his name
It's the
is.
same thing with Kelsey.
Yeah, I refuse. I'm not gonna call him Kels.
How many of these people are going to change their name once they get to the NFL?
I don't. Yeah, well, and I still think A Chain.
That's another one.
Was a cooler name than A Chain.
Ocho Cinco. He completely changed his name.
You're an idiot. Yeah, but Bijan in the backfield, I think, is an absolute smash. If he want to take him at the 101 and drafts this year
In redraft, I'm not scared of it.
Yeah. I still think Chase is the 101, but depending on the league format or whatever, he's definitely Bijan's definitely an absolute animal back there, and he has all the tools, can do it all. I do worry a little bit about him losing touches to Algier. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be anything that's worth
nothing notable,
substantial. Yeah. So there's not a ton there. I mean, I'm sure you freaking love Bijan. I think.
Oh, absolutely. Probably the second best running back that I've seen come out of college outside of Saquon Barkley.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. The best I've ever seen come out of college was Bo Jackson.
Well, I was like 5 years old.
Yeah, see, I'm old enough to have seen Bo Jackson come out of college. And Barry Sanders was absolutely
shit at all.
But yeah, I'm getting into that old school stuff. But yeah,
since I've been analyzing,
for sure. And then the wide receiver core, Darnell Mooney, if he can get healthy, he's a solid number 2. Last year we talked a lot about Mooney coming over to the Falcons, and for the most part we're right. He's a very solid receiver. Chicago just couldn't utilize him the way he needed to be utilized, and the Falcons did very well with that. I do worry a little bit about him and Penix, because when Penix played last year, Mooney was borderline irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
When Kink was out there, he was getting 8 or 9 targets. So, but they've had a whole offseason for him and Penix to work things out and maybe get on the same page. But I think Drake London on the other side of the ball is an absolute beast. I think this is going to be Drake London's year to finally. I don't want to act like Drake hasn't done anything in this league. He's been a very good receiver, but I think this is the year where he ascends into that Justin Jefferson tier, kind of. Maybe not all the way there, but like on the cusp of that.
Oh, I pray for that. I can't say that I necessarily believe that it's going that high. I think he has potential to be a top 12. I mean, I don't know if Justin Jefferson.
Where did he finish last year? Drake London was top. He was a 5 overall wide receiver last year.
Did he finish 5th?
He finished 5th overall on 158 targets, and 90% of that come off the back of Michael Penix.
Yeah.
Now you look in the beginning.
90% of it.
Well, I like 90%. We're going to go with 90% because, I mean, you look at week 1 and 2 with King Cousins out there. He had 10 targets, and after that, from week 3 to the end of it, he literally averaged 12 targets a game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I don't know when Penix actually came in. Was it week 13 or something?
I can't remember. But yeah, that's the big thing for me. It's 2 things. Number one, last year I was expecting this offense to be a little bit better because they're running that McVay system. And I know that their head coach is a defensive guy. But I hope he allows the offensive coordinator to do more with this offense than they did last year. I want him to open that book, the playbook up. But is Penix going to be able to do that? That's the big question. And so we'll see, but I do like it. And then I don't really know who their tight end is. I was trying to think of who their tight end was. I was going to bring him up.
Kyle Pitts.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They forgot the last 3 years. They forgot about him too.
No, I meant who's their pass catching tight end.
Oh, that would be Charlie Warner.
I'm just messing.
Charlie Warner is not a pass catcher.
I'm just kidding.
Total joke, but yeah.
He was a Georgia guy. I wish him well.
No, I think I really. The crazy thing is Kyle Pitts hasn't been horrendous. But based off of what we expect him to be in fantasy, he's been horrendous.
Yeah, based on what he was in college.
Yeah, if he was Cade Otton, we'd have still been like, Kyle Pitts would be a pretty good investment if you can get him late in drafts.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can't because you're not going to get him late in drafts. Somebody's still going to draft him in the 5th.
I find it so hard to believe that he just lost all his talent. It's like the Monstars came and got his talent. Like, where did it go? I can't believe that he just lost it. It's still in there. We just have to get it out somehow. And I think Penix might be the guy to do it.
He may do it. He very well may do it.
There's a terrible jokes to be made there of how he's going to get it out of him, but we'll move on from that.
Because his name is Penix.
Yes.
But I do feel like if you look at his target share when Penix took over last year, it was lower than when Kent Cousins was in. So I don't.
Yeah,
well, because he locks in on his wide
he
receiver.
He does. He's all looking at. He's looking at Drake London.
Yeah, but the thing is, too, is hard to take all that in consideration because A, he was a rookie, and B, he came in the season late, and I don't know that like he expected to play last year. You know what I'm saying? So now he knows it's his team. They've been working with him, and he's been hopefully developing a rapport with all these receivers,
with everybody. Yeah.
Because it's like supposedly Penix and Pitts have been like going to lunch together, and they're best friends and all that stuff.
Hope so.
So we'll see how it goes. I'm still not buying into Kyle Pitts until I see it. I can't waste.
I need at least a season.
I can't waste any more energy waiting for Pitts to do something. So, all right,
I'll take him though late in drafts. I'll take.
Yeah, if I can get him late, I'll take a shot. As long as I got somebody, and as long as I get another tight end in front of him that I can depend on. If I can get Njoku and Pitts, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Where is he going? Right?
He's going too high to get him late.
Yeah.
He's going 16th, tight end 16th. I'll take that. I'll take that. If I'm punting tight end, I'll take that.
I think he can finish it. I can agree with that.
That's about his standard. He's finished 15 last year, 13 the year before. He also had 90 targets the year before and only 74 last year. I mean,
if you're drafting that 16th at his floor,
yeah, that's what
worth a shot.
You're essentially
100%
getting
because if he hits that ceiling, then you've won your league.
Well, his rookie year he finished 6th. So I mean, and that was on 110 targets. So
and
as long
only
as
one touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. As long as
he didn't score in the United States. So there was this whole thing of Kyle Pitts hadn't scored a touchdown in the United States because he scored it in an England game. And then
it was probably against Jacksonville too, right?
100%.
Every game outside of the United States.
They've been trying to push Jacksonville into London forever. They're fighting back.
You're no longer.
Hey, at least if Jacksonville goes to London, we won't have to hear that stupid Duval chant anymore.
We might have to. That may be why they want to go to London.
That's 100% why they're trying to get them out. They're like, why do these people like the county they're in so much? No one likes their county like that. Okay, why are they celebrating that?
That's all they do.
I think it's funny when they were playing in Pittsburgh this past weekend. You know how the Pittsburghese language, whatever.
Pittsburghese?
Man, I don't know.
Yinzers.
That's correct. We'll just let all that go. Yeah.
You know how they say jag-off? Like,
yeah.
So they kept calling them the Jacksonville Jag-offs.
Jag-offs, yeah.
Oh yeah, look into it. Pittsburgh has its own language. It's
I've talked to people from Pittsburgh. Yes,
I try not to.
It's like mixing the Appalachian language with the old Pittsburgh Dutch. Pennsylvania Dutch or whatever.
They also there's some people around there that say Ewans.
Yeah, well, they say yins.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Yins.
Yeah,
that's like Japanese currency.
That's their version of y'all.
I thought that's Japanese currency.
No, that's
was
yens, not yens.
Oh,
it's yens.
It's yens, but not yens. All right, look.
One of them has a Z. One of them has an S.
No, one of them has a U.
Also, I didn't come here to learn stuff. All right.
All right. Well, let's learn about our smash pass and sleepers.
Nailed it.
All right. Well, you know what? You're the guest host. You can kick us off over their bus, and you can pick which one of the three you want to start off with.
Oh, man. Do we need to build up to Smash? Is that how it works?
We have. There's no form or reasoning to what we do. But if you want to do that, sure. Start with the sleeper. Let's do that.
Sleeper. I wonder how you're going to feel about this because it actually is a Carolina Panther.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Oh, I already feel good about it.
My sleeper is Xavier Legette.
Okay. All right. I feel great about that.
Here is my reasoning. The guy is going into the second year, and the trends always say that second year wide receivers, that's who you need to target, right?
Yes.
He did not show out last season.
Nope.
But now he has someone on the other side. He has Teteroa McMillan to draw some coverage. It's going to leave him open. I think Bryce Young can get the ball to him. I think Xavier Legette going off at wide receiver 68.
Yeah, that's
it doesn't matter if he fails.
Yeah. Almost nice. Actually, 67.
Oh, 67.
It's been updated.
But still.
200 overall, so you can get him for free.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't matter if he fails. If this guy becomes a wide receiver too, which he has the potential to be, then you've hit.
And if you look at like the videos and stuff before the preseason started, dude was like working out with top tier route like specialists, working on his route running, and he's already in shape. Dude is basically dude's like Adonis. He's like DK. Mm-hmm. Dude is absolutely ripped.
Plus, let's not get carried away.
He's
Plus, who doesn't love this guy?
He's definitely loved.
I would pay money to have conversations with him.
You wouldn't understand any of it.
Yeah, I would try.
I think if you hang out with him enough,
you'd decipher it. You'd be able to figure out what.
Y'all see the clip of him at the hockey game?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious. I'm like, I gotta hang out with that guy one day.
I follow him on TikTok, and there was so many clips of him during the off season, like riding horses, going out.
Yeah,
because that's his life. But he goes to these trail rides and stuff for charity, where he's just out there riding horses. And they interview him, and you're just like, I don't know. I'd have been better off if you played it backwards. I might have understood it better.
Yeah, super likable guy, definitely from everything I've ever seen, and I agree. I mean, I think you're getting him at an absolute steal at this moment because even like you said, even if he doesn't pan out, who cares? You know, like
you just drop him, move on. To the next guy.
You just move on to the next one. I mean,
you're not spending anything for him. The only other thing I was gonna say too is they do. You know how they do the things where they'll be like, as the guys are walking out to practice, they'll be like, "Who in the locker room would you not want to date your sister?"
Yeah.
Well, there was one of
they all still said Stephon Diggs on every one of them, right?
100%. But no, it says they said who on the team would you not want to have the aux cord? You know, play the music.
Oh yeah.
And on the Panthers, and every single one of them said Legette.
Yeah, I know. I get that.
Was he playing like Garth Brooks?
Probably playing country. They didn't come out and say why, but they was like, no, you don't ever want to hear that dude's music. So.
I could see that.
All right. Well, Matt, who's your sleeper?
My sleeper is Juwan Jennings for the Saints. Going off the board right now at tight end 33, 265 overall. Another free player, essentially. But, dude, literally, he's never finished. Well, I'll take that back. Let me correct myself. One time has he finished as a starting tight end in this league, has he finished anywhere close to 33. He was 17, 26, and 15 the last 3 years. And we all know that the rookie quarterbacks or even semi-rookie quarterbacks love their tight end, love to target them. It's like a security blanket. And he's the better pick. If Taysom's still injury and still running his wild card mess or whatever, I mean, I don't really trust Foster Monroe, even though he showed up a few games last season. And
Foster Moreau.
He showed up a few games and had a couple that show out. But I think
he's a cancer survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's still fighting. But I think Foster Moreau's more of the blocking tight end.
He has been. He had a game or two last season that, kind of thought maybe something was going to turn out. But I think Juwan Jennings, you get him at tight end 33, he's a free spin. A streamer or not, like you said, you can pick him up. If he does great, awesome. If he doesn't, drop him, grab somebody else. But at this point, he has the potential to be tight end 17 as he has in the past, and you're getting him at 33. I mean, that's a steal at any moment if you can get him.
If you go through my dynasty teams, you're going to see a lot of Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, there's a lot of them there.
That 33 for a starting tight end.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's phenomenal value.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you can literally pick this guy up on waivers in half the leagues you're in right now if you've already drafted redraft or
there's a tight end 2 somewhere ahead of him.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I guess it's Isaiah Likely, huh?
Well, probably that. Maybe Noah Gray too.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, there's a few cups too that people look at. I mean, that could easily fill in that spot. I mean, Cade Otton finished his outside the tight end 1 last year, and is probably going to be drafted a little higher than Juwan Jennings this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, my sleeper is Emeka Ibuka, the wide receiver for the Saints. I think
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I want to correct it early so we don't have to start over again.
Hey, we definitely didn't have to start over because I said the wrong name for an hour.
It was a total joke.
But Emeka Egbuka, like I said earlier, I just think that this guy's a super solid receiver. That was a heck of a super solid receiver.
Yeah.
A lot
You should have tried to say it again. You ruined it. It was everybody appreciated you the first time, and then
it surprised me that I didn't fuck it up the first time.
That's true,
or the second time. I'm not doing it the third time.
That's to be argued.
But I just think he's in a position where he's going to be going back and forth. Godwin's going to miss time. Mike Evans is going to miss time. And he's going to be on the field, and then when either one of those two when they're both back, he's still going to be on the field because he'll be like Buffs was saying, that slot receiver. I think he can play the outside. I think he will play the outside, but I do think he is also better, probably more right now as a rookie fit to play the slot. I think ultimately they're going to want him to play the outside, and so I think when those other two guys are out, he will get his shots on the outside. But I think primarily he will be a slot receiver throughout the season. And, I think that Baker is going to make this dude into a star. I just think that they're going to be able to go out there and he's going to shine. I don't expect him to win Rookie of the Year, but you're getting him at wide receiver 47 right now, 113 overall. I think he's going to be a top 36 receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly a top 24, depending on the injury statuses and whether this offense is going to be as explosive as it was last year. But if you can get 80% of what that offense was last year, this year, Egbuka is going to shine, in my opinion. So
I like it. It's always a good idea to go with an Ohio State wide receiver.
Yeah.
They always succeed. I mean, unless you're taking the WR3 from last year's team or something.
Unless Derek Carr is your quarterback.
Yeah, if Derek Carr is your quarterback,
there's that.
You will be injured multiple times.
All right. Well, from there, I'll move into my pass. Speaking of that guy, my pass right now is Chris Olave. It's not because I don't like Chris Olave. It's because I don't like the quarterbacks that are going to be thrown to Chris Olave, and I don't like where Chris Olave is ADP currently is. He's right now going off at wide receiver 32, I think is what my handwriting is messed up. 33. He's going off at wide receiver 33, 75th overall. I don't want to spend that. I can get Jerry Judy's right up under him. I can get Odunze. I can get Debo. I'd rather have Debo, Stephon Diggs, Jacoby Myers. I would rather have all those guys over Olave right now. And I don't think any of those guys are better than Olave right now as a talent. Except maybe Judy. I just think that Olave's not in a like you said, a situation. I think it's in a terrible situation.
Yeah.
And if he, like I said, I worry about his concussions and him taking a big hit. And if I can get him in the 40s, if I can get him down where Abuka's going, maybe I invest in that.
Yeah.
But not where he's going right now. Not with the other guys that are going around him and after him. So. What do you guys? How do you guys? I know that you're on the same boat because I actually stole this pass from you, Bus. So you're kind of in that same boat.
A big Olave fan over here, and I'm kind of similar as well. I really feel that Olave's uber talented. Being drafted coming out of college, I was like, this guy's got something, and it seems like year after year, it's the injuries, the concussions, I don't know, situational
it
football.
Just shows you.
It's not
where you get drafted a lot of times, and the situation you get drafted into can kill
it
your
all.
career.
Yeah, I mean he's finished
before it even really gets started.
He finished 16 his second year overall, and that was a really good year, and he was still injured part of it. So I mean, it's hard to really invest a lot of trust, especially now that their offense is taking such a large step back in the quarterback room. Even Derek Carr wasn't good. But I'd take him over what they got going on right now, as far as a receiver would be concerned.
The only reason I wouldn't take Derek Carr over what they got going right now is because I think they need to blow balls so they can become better.
And so,
well,
they're well on their way to that.
But I get
it. Yeah.
Yes,
but I get it. I do. I see where you definitely should pass on Chris Olave.
You want to throw anything on that pile there?
I mean, I agree. I absolutely agree. That was my pick, of course, but there's no one to throw the ball to him. I watched that preseason game. Those guys, one of those guys are going to be the starter, and it was horrendous.
Yeah, I mean, Riddler was really bad. Rattler was better.
we all agreed that we weren't going to talk about it.
I mean, Rattler.
It's a mix-up now. It's the Riddler.
Look, I don't have teeth. I can't enunciate T's. All right, you got
the Riddler.
It's the Riddler.
It doesn't matter if it's the Riddler or Jake Hayner
or the Rattler,
the Rattler, or Ritter. It doesn't any
or
of them.
Tyler Shook. I
don't care if it's John Ritter.
Yeah, no. Whoever's throwing the ball there is not going to be.
He's going to be the WR1 for the team.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean anything on this offense.
I don't even know if that's true. I think Shaheed might be the wide receiver one. I don't think that it's a foregone conclusion that Olave. I think he should be.
Yeah, he's the more talented receiver, but I don't know. There may be a lot. I think Alvin Kamara is going to be the wide receiver one.
That's possible.
I think Juwan Johnson is going to be the wide receiver one.
Juwan Johnson could potentially be the wide receiver one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since I stole Olave from you, who did you end up going with as your passer, Bus?
Some people are going to hate this, of course, because the guy's loved so much and he's done so much for all fantasy football players over the past few years, over the past decade. It's actually Mike Evans. He's going off at WR17 right now. And I know people are going to well, he's still going to get 1,000 yards. Is he really? He almost didn't get it last year. He has fallen off. He is not the player.
He got hurt last year.
He is not the player he used to be, and he will run out of gas soon. It is possible. I will say it is possible for him to finish WR17 or higher.
I love the fact that you say WR. That's my favorite thing.
Wide receiver 17. It is possible that he will finish that high and even higher. He could end up finishing 12.
You're just worried that he's being drafted at his peak.
Well, it's not necessarily at his peak. It's just there is a really good chance that his run is over.
Yeah.
So would you take DJ Moore over him?
Absolutely.
DK Metcalf?
Yes.
Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yes.
Rashee Rice? Probably not with the suspension.
No.
I mean, Cortland Sutton?
No.
Devonta Smith?
That's
right around 24, 23, 24 is
where I would throw him in. Yeah.
I can respect that because I'm with you. I might even take, if I knew McLaurin was going to be a commander, I might take McLaurin over him. If I knew, depending on what's going on with that dispute.
Absolutely.
I would take Marvin Harrison. I would probably take DJ Moore. I would definitely take DK. I'm big on DK this year.
I mean, there's a price for everybody, so I wouldn't just skip him completely if he's falling.
Yeah.
Right.
But I just think there's such a high risk of him just bottoming out this season.
Okay.
I believe this.
You heard it here first. Mike Evans sucks.
Yeah. Terrible football player.
But he's a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, no, yeah, definitely. No doubt about it.
But his run is over.
Yeah. I mean, I can't promise that. There's a really
you're predicting
high
that
chance.
Julio Jones drop off.
Exactly. Yeah. Very similar player.
Except a little bit later.
He did outlast Julio's effectiveness, huh?
I'm say Julio,
yeah, but I don't know that at his peak he was ever as good as Julio.
Yeah, not at his peak.
I mean, he's been really solid, peak. But I mean, at Julio's peak, he was top.
Yeah, he
two
was
receivers in the league.
WR1,
no doubt. Yeah,
overall.
WR1.
WR1. Yeah,
love that.
Better than that WD-40.
You know.
He's going to need some WD-40 for them old ass joints.
That's true.
All right, who's your pass there, Baker?
All right, so before the podcast, I couldn't come up with anything. And now I'm just going to throw shit at the wall and see if it sticks.
Oh, that's right. You didn't even have one when we started.
So who I'm passing on is anybody on the Falcons that can catch the ball outside of Bijan and Drake London. Yeah.
So you're passing on Darnell Mooney?
Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod, DJ Chark, Kyle Pitts, anybody, Kaderil Hodge. And I'm not drafting any of these people anywhere.
First of all, I agree with you on everybody outside of Mooney. I'm trying to find Mooney on the list right now to even see where he's going. I can get Ray McLeod at 88th overall. Yeah, I mean, I might actually be willing to do that. So that means Mooney's got to be higher.
I'm not drafting any of them.
Mooney's
at
54 overall. I would absolutely invest in that.
At 54, you wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I'm not taking.
There was a point in the season last year where he was a wide receiver 1 for when he was with King.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I just there's not been enough consistency for me to be competent enough. I mean, 54 is what, 140, whatever you are overall?
144.
144 overall. So you're looking in the like 12. I just feel like I'd take Trey Harris over. I'd take Keenan Allen. And I don't even think Keenan Allen's going to hardly play. Marvin Mims, Rashid Shaheed, he could be the wide receiver
first
one.
Of all, let's go back to Keenan Allen not hardly playing. Have you seen what's his lips try to catch the football?
Oh, no, Quentin Johnson?
Yes.
They need all the people they can on that team to catch the ball. Trust me, I get it.
Keenan Allen didn't ask them to resign him.
They called him back.
No. They went and kidnapped him and brought him back and forced him to sign the contract.
He's like, I retired. They're like, no, you don't. You're going to be out here catching the ball. But I don't know. I would take Rashid Shaheed because there's a potential he could be wide receiver one, and they way over 58. Or wide receiver one for their team, not overall. Sorry, excuse me. But I don't know. There's just I don't trust it enough personally to be able to put my money where my mouth is. That could be
your wide receiver 4, though.
Yeah.
I think I can get my value elsewhere personally. I think that I can get better value.
I think you forgot how good Mooney was last year.
I don't think I did. I mean, he finished like 33, I think, overall.
Mooney has had wide receiver 1 potential his entire career. It hasn't panned out.
But he's never been wide receiver 2 even.
When he had the quarterback to do that?
Justin Fields, he made DJ Moore a wide receiver 1. I mean, he actually made DJ Moore
wide receiver 2 his second year. He finished it in a PPR league. He was 23 overall. He had 140 targets, caught 81 of them for 1,055 yards. Last year, he caught 64 passes for 992 yards
too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He finished as a wide receiver 31 last year with 16 games, but you got to take into account that his quarterback, who was feeding the ball left, he also got hurt in the middle of that and missed 2 games. But you're telling me I can get a guy at 54 that finished 31 last year? Absolutely. In during parts of the season last year, if you go to the first half of the season, he was fringe wide receiver 1 numbers like every week.
He had 3 weeks in the beginning of the season from week 1 to week 10 where he would finish wide receiver 1.
Okay.
3 weeks. He finished wide receiver 3 in week 5 and wide receiver 9 and 10 in week 8 and 9. Outside of that, he didn't finish wide receiver 2 in any of those weeks. Or one of those weeks. He finished wide receiver 16 in week 2. But I think you're just misunderstanding or misseeing.
As your wide receiver 4, though, I'm taking that.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I personally don't trust it. I don't think it's going to be there. I think that everybody's overhyped it, and it's just not going to work out. Personally, like I said, this is me.
You know what it is? I know what it is. It's that fucking Mountain Dew, that hard Mountain Dew he's drinking over there.
The Baja Blast.
The Baja Blast, hard Mountain Dew. That's what it is. That's all making sense.
Makes me not like Darnell Mooney.
Well, all right. Well, who do you like? Who's your smash?
My smash is Alvin Kamara.
Smash.
Last year, this dude has just been money on money on money on money. And right now, he's going off at running back 16, which is essentially the lowest he's ever finished in his career, even missing weeks.
Well, there's 3 guys above him, Amarian Hampton, James Cook, Breece Hall. I would take him over all those. I would take him at 13.
This guy can easily be a top 12 running back.
He can be top 5.
And done it many a times.
Right.
And on a team that is floundering, in my opinion. And not that they need wins, but they need to compete so they don't look like they're tanking.
Yes.
So Kamara is going to be heavily played this season, and I think he's just everybody's going to sleep on him. I think honestly, before the season started, he may even drop back, and you can still get him cheaper. But
possibly, he's definitely a value based off of how everybody's feeling about the Saints, where they're going, the direction they're going. He is the only thing on that offense, and it is hard at times for a running back on a bad team to be successful, but it can happen. We saw what Chuba did last year on an unsuccessful team.
Yep.
We saw what Saquon did for years for the Giants before he was hurt or whatever. And then he obviously got traded away. So it could happen. And I think Kamara is of that talent where based off of sheer volume, he's going to be a very good value. And I think is barring health, he'll be a running back 1 for sure.
In the last 6 years, Kamara has not played a full season. He's missed at least 1 or 2 weeks every year. And he's still finished in the top 18 every year.
Yes.
And in full point PPR, he finished 16th in a year. He missed 2 weeks. So, I mean, like, he finished 8 one year and he missed 4 weeks. So, I mean, it's like this guy's too talented to pass on,
and no one's pushing him. There's nobody
there. There's literally nobody there that's going to come in and just take it out. And if Taysom Hill stays injured, that's more touchdowns for him.
Taysom Hill's really the only thing pushing
the
him.
talent. Yeah, that's
because Taysom will get those goal line touches that you wish Kamara would get.
Kamara would get. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of people are kind of sleeping on Kamara, thinking he's old, he's aged, he's done. But this is kind of a perfect storm.
A lot of people sleeping on me like that too.
That's true. I've read the Reddit reviews, so I know.
Do you have anything you want to throw on that Kamara pile there, Buff?
Yeah, the only thing that gives me pause is this is season 9 for Kamara.
Yeah.
And that's scary for
So you're an ageist.
back.
We've learned he hates old dudes.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
No, I win fantasy championships on old dudes, especially in Dynasty. But the only thing that gets
Matt also has fantasies about old dudes.
That's true. And I win them.
Sorry.
But yeah, he's going to run out of gas eventually.
Derek Henry just had his ninth season.
Yeah, Derrick Henry is a different monster.
But is he though?
Yes.
But
you looked at these two guys side by
he's
side?
utilized differently though. See, Kamara gets his points on a different aspect.
I would hope so because Kamara's like Derrick Henry's leg.
I know it's very true. Kamara gets all his points off or a majority of his points on pass catching and all, not necessarily the grunt. He doesn't get beat down as much as Derrick Henry does.
I will say that doesn't help you because based off of their quarterback play, I don't know how well that's going to be, but I still agree with you because I think they're going to be forced to utilize him every way possible.
Dump offs.
I will give you this. I am taking him over Amarian Hampton, over.
If Cook got a contract tomorrow, I would take Cook over him, but I can't.
I'd take him over James Cook.
I'm a Buffalo fan. I'd still take him over Cook.
Yeah, Brees for me, just because I'm high on Brees, would be it would be hard for me to do that. But based off of the reports, it would probably be smart to take him over Brees as well.
Because I mean, at least there's somebody nipping at Brees' heels. There's nobody nipping at Kamara's. I mean, barring an injury, which if he is at the end of this, he's at that age. Yeah. There's a good possibility after week 4 we don't talk about Kamara. I mean, he could be,
but never draft based on injury.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Never.
Kamara's you based on what's been proven.
Unless it's Anthony Richardson.
What was the tight end that got injured every year back in the day? Played for Washington.
Oh! I know who you're talking about. He was good when he played though.
Yeah, he was amazing. He was like
he end
tight
up
end
going
1
to San Francisco too?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I cannot remember.
But he never played more than like 5 straight games.
Yeah.
Well, he had one season where he was like the tight end 5, and that was what pushed him up. I'll find.
But he was the best tight end. Like he was beating Gronk when he was playing.
He was a quarterback too, right?
No, you're thinking of Logan Thomas.
Yeah, that was Logan Thomas.
Oh, that's Logan Thomas.
Before Logan Thomas,
I got you.
Starts with a J, right?
Maybe.
That sounds familiar. But I do. I think Alvin Kamara is going to have a good season this season.
Well, go ahead and give your pass while I try to find this guy.
I already gave the pass, but
I mean,
you
your
want the smash?
Yeah, there we go.
Smash.
I mean, to be fair, my smash was Bijan Robinson, but that's just too easy, right? Like everybody's taking him in the top 3 overall.
Yeah. Oh,
it's too easy. I'm gonna break my rule. Number 1
Jordan
rule.
Reed.
Jordan Reed. That was it. I knew it was a J. But my number 1 rule is don't be a homer in fantasy football. I've always stuck to that, but I'm gonna break it right here because
Kyle Pitts, right?
No. It's good guess.
I tried.
It's Michael Penix.
Oh, okay.
QB 24.
Okay. I'm glad you didn't tell me your smash before because I did not know this is where you're going. So
yeah. Oh. Well, you already gave your pass, so
I mean,
it's good.
Smash.
Yeah.
No. I'm just saying. We rarely pick quarterbacks just because of single quarterback leagues, but we do when they're so low.
When you get that much value out of it, go.
He's going off at QB 24. He has the potential to be in the top 10 at his highest. His ceiling, I would say, is 10. That would be my guess. Is that's his ceiling. So. If you're taking him at 24, you can take him as your second quarterback, and you can have a star. You can have, if you draft high, which I like the late round quarterback strategy myself.
Yeah.
I still stick to it, even though some people say that it's dead at this point. I don't believe that. I still take late round quarterbacks for the most part.
If I can't get one of these top if I can't get Lamar, Josh, Jaden, or Hurts, and maybe Burrow, if I can't get one of those guys in the 4th or 5th round, the 4th or 5th round is where I start looking. If they're all gone by then, I'm a late round QB guy.
Yeah.
If one of them's available in the 4th or 5th, and depending on who else is available, then I'm more than willing to grab one of those guys. But I'm with you 100%. Then it's late round. I'll grab Jared Goff or something.
Yeah.
That's a lot of times. Hell, you can grab a lot of these guys super late, and I think they'll benefit, you know.
But so Penix is 24. Cam Ward, I would take Penix over Ward. I would take Penix over Trevor.
Yep.
I would take Penix over Stafford.
Yes.
Here's where it gets a little dicey for me. I think I would probably take Penix over Tua just because I don't have to worry about him getting hurt
Potential
every time
injury,
he
it's
gets
more
tackled.
of a security blanket. You can just go ahead and put him out there and forget
JJ
it.
McCarthy is a different animal for me. I'm big on. I think JJ McCarthy is going to be good, and it's more to do with the system he's in. So right around 19 is where I probably would be, because I would take CJ.
I'd take him over CJ Stroud.
I don't know. I would probably take Stroud over him. I would definitely take May, Love. I would not take him over Caleb. I would not take Caleb over him. Caleb's way too high for me. Caleb's at 15. He should be down at 24 in my opinion.
Yeah.
But no, I think he's definitely valued at 24. I love that.
It's
Yeah.
definitely
What
a
is his
huge value.
overall?
159.
159.
So what's that, like 8th, 9th, 10th round?
10th.
Yeah, 10th, 11th.
No, 10th would be 120. So
Oh yeah, so 11th.
yeah.
So
end of the draft.
think of his potential. How many points you can get off of a quarterback like that compared to who is going around him at 159.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, his
Yeah,
floor
if
is
we
way
go-
higher than
yeah,
anyone around
So
that
we
area.
can click over here to the overall, and then we can kind of see who's going around him in a half-point PPR at 159.
But look who's going above him at like 130 and stuff. You know that.
I mean, that's the value right there, is where you're taking him in the overall.
So Jalen Wright's there. Nope.
No.
We're not counting defenses.
How many points are you going to get out of Jalen Wright this season?
Oh yeah.
Based off of what I saw, 0.
Exactly.
Unless it's one of the broken leagues where they get points per carry.
If you take Jalen Wright over Michael Penix, you're going to be looking back at the end of the season saying, "Oh, I got like 40 points out of the entire season."
Yeah,
It would also depend on how the rest of the draft went, but I would take Marvin Mims over him, which he's above him. I would probably take Braylon Allen, but the rest of these guys, it's like you're up at 151, and there's nobody there, even higher, like Hunter Henry.
I would make that bet right now that you're going to get way more points out of Michael Penix than you are Braylon Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
But
exactly. That's why the late round strategy works.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but it's also boils down to I'm only going to play Penix in one position. If I've got a league where I've got to play multiple flexes and running backs and Braylon Allen's there, then it could be better for me, because then I can just draft in the next round. I can get Bryce Young. And what's the difference going to be between Penix and Bryce Young at the end of the season? Even if Penix finishes at 10 and Bryce finishes at QB 17, the difference is going to be like 30 points. And so that 30 points will be better for me to invest in Allen, especially if I drafted Breece earlier, or if Breece goes down, then I've got to.
If you're handcuffing, yes.
Yeah, but the thing is that when you have a onesie position, I get what you're saying. If you're speaking just for overall points, but if I have to invest in multiple positions of flex and running back or flex and wide receiver, then that's why the wide receiver or the running back would be more valuable to me, based off of how I drafted earlier.
Well, when you've punted the quarterback, though,
now if I've punted that long, yes, exactly,
earlier.
yes,
yeah.
Because if I've already filled my roster with everybody else that I love, then yes.
While
Michael
you're passing over Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson,
yes,
you're getting a star wide receiver there that's going to fill comparable points
right
at the end of the season.
So it really depends on the draft, but I do. That's why when we talk quarterbacks, I mean I rarely look at the overall, because it's all about how you draft. For me, the value is more in what quarterback he's going off, because there's also super flexes. And even in a super flex, I feel like the quarterback, if you take the overall rankings and throw them away and you just look at the quarterback rankings, then you can sit here and go, this is quarterback 1, 2, 3. And if he's going off at QB 24, that's definite value to me, because I think he's more I think when it's all said and done, he's going to be 15 or higher. with potential to go to 10.
Yeah.
And there's reports coming out now of Falcons camp where they're trying to get him to utilize his legs a little bit more, which that's not, he's got that ability. He can, but he doesn't want to do it. You know, he's very similar
like
to Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
In that sense where he's got the speed. He wants to be a passer, and so I think it's interesting if you can take a guy who has the ability, the athletic ability to run the ball and doesn't, and you convince him to try to do it. That could be a real interesting thing in the sense of when he's scrambling, he's always looking to pass. Whereas Jaden Daniels, when he's scrambling, he might look to pass for a split second, then he's running. But Penix, if he's scrambling, he's a passer. So if he's scrambling, it's not a design run. He's always looking to pass. He's going to run at the last minute. And whereas Daniels, even Lamar, they're not going to wait till the last minute to run the ball. They're going to wait till the second minute to run the ball, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, but if you look over here, I you know, when it comes to the quarterback values, again, I just look at where they're going. And I think that him going at 24, again, is the value because the overall – it's so hard with quarterbacks, especially in a single quarterback league, when you're drafting and how you're building your draft. If I decided to go and get Drake May up here at 127, well, then I don't care about getting Penix. Even if there's value at 159, I don't care to get him at 159 because I've already drafted a late round QB at 127.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about the quarterback rankings and the value at 24, there's absolute value there for sure. Because I would take him over Ward, Lawrence, Stafford, probably Tua, Stroud, and Caleb, and so that would bump him up into the top 20 if you took all those out of the equation,
absolutely,
and moved them down below him. So,
and still, I believe his floor is higher than that. So,
or his
great value,
or his floor and his ceiling too. You know, his ceiling is his top 10.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Because the other thing you have to consider is all the talent he has around him. You know, it's not him out there with, you know, bums. You know, if you look at like Cam Ward, he's got Calvin Ridley, but who really else does he have? He's got second tier running backs.
Okonkwo.
Okonkwo, who we keep waiting to have.
Tony Pollard, man,
a second tier running back. You know, and so he doesn't have. I want Cam Ward to be successful, but he doesn't have the level of talent. If you give Cam Ward Michael Penix's talent around him, then that's a whole different conversation. And I think a big part of why I like Penix, like you like Penix, is that he also has people who can make him really good too.
Who is taking J.J. McCarthy over Penix?
I would take J.J. McCarthy over
You
Penix.
would?
I would.
In that system, for sure.
I mean,
for sure.
You watched him play in college, right? In Michigan.
But I also watched Sam Darnold shit for most of his NFL career and then turned into a Pro Bowler last year in that system. And so for me,
it is very quarterback friendly.
I trust that system. I trust Justin Jefferson, and I think J.J. McCarthy, based off of that, I would take him. Now, if you switch them, if you put Penix in Minnesota and you put J.J. McCarthy on the Falcons, there's no way I'm touching J.J. McCarthy. I'm drafting Penix higher than even that, just because I trust that offensive system. I would trust immensely.
It if it was Shanahan. I know it's the same system technically.
Yeah, but did you? Like I said, have you? There's no quarterback that's failed in that system yet.
Yeah, Darnold had a career high year, like superior.
King Cousins,
true.
Way over,
but after being under Shanahan.
Yeah,
who?
Darnold.
Yeah, for like 5 minutes.
Oh, a year. But
but then he played a whole season up in Minnesota in that quarterback-friendly system and dominated. I mean, he did fall apart
Shanahan
towards the end of the season.
Quarterback whisperer, though.
Yeah, but I think that if the track record of the backup quarterbacks that have had to come in when Kink got hurt, who were successful, when you got beat hard, and
you had Josh Dobbs come out there and had a
Josh
he had
Dobbs,
a game.
He
had a few games
against the Falcons.
And there's a few other backups that were behind.
It's kind of one of those things where you just look at it and you go, it doesn't really matter who the quarterback is there; they're still going to perform,
right?
But and
the same thing in the Shanahan system too. It's very quarterback friendly, so. You know, I trust that, and you know, I don't think J.J. McCarthy was terrible in college. Was he elite? Absolutely not. But I think he was above average.
Is the Shanahan system comparable to the McVay system?
No.
You don't think?
I think it's comparable in the sense of
because that's what Penix is in, the McVay system.
Right.
Which they were both partners, basically.
But it's not a proven McVay system. So if Penix was playing for McVay, that would be different. If Penix was playing for a coach who had taken McVay's system and who has already been successful with several other quarterbacks in that system. So you're only looking at the second year of this system. And as good as we want Penix to be, he didn't look great last year. He didn't look terrible. He didn't look great. Kink only looked good for 2 games for the most part.
Yeah, but if you were to take just the first couple games of a quarterback, then nobody's taking.
But my point being is that the Minnesota Vikings system is a Shanahan system that O'Donnell has taken, and he has made it good for several years. It is established. If the Falcons establish this system, if Penix comes out this year and he plays good, and we can say, wow, that McVay system in Atlanta run under, and I can't remember is looking great, and it's quarterback friendly, then down the road, I would have the same comfort in saying a rookie quarterback would be good. I just need to see it proven, and it's been proven up there. And then that's why I would take McCarthy over Penix, but it wouldn't be it would also, I will say this, if early in the draft I take Drake May instead of Justin Jefferson and those two are on the board at the same time, then maybe I take Penix for the stack. It's not one of those where I'm like dead, you got to have McCarthy. It depends on how the draft goes, but if I'm just speaking strictly on ranking of quarterbacks, then I will rank McCarthy over Penix, but not maybe one spot.
I can't do McCarthy. Tua is a question though, because I still believe in Tua.
I believe in I do,
which is also the Shanahan system.
It is, but with the twist. I think that, but again, I don't know. I just got a gut feeling that the Dolphins are going to be a bottom feed team. I do.
I think they're going to be too. I think they're going.
I don't know. I think that they're. You got Tyreek who isn't happy and is hurt every 5 seconds.
You got Jalen Waddle.
I just don't know if there's a firm leader like if you look at when Shanahan walks into the meetings, those players know he's in charge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
McDaniel's quite that.
I don't know if he has
personality.
Yeah, and that's my thing is like his happy-go-lucky, joking at the things, having all these good times with his players on the sidelines. Those things only last so long. But when you start losing, all that goes away. It's like I don't know if he has the fortitude to hold it together. And I feel like this team is on the fringe of just complete collapse. Like as I think they have a ton of talent. I just think that they don't have a ton of leadership, like hardcore leadership. And
they did just lose Jonnu and Alexander Madison.
Yeah.
I don't think Madison matters at all.
No,
now they utilize Jonnu. They utilize Jonnu like no one else ever has.
Jonnu essentially replaced Waddle last year. I mean, Waddle's targets went way down. Tyreek Hill's targets went way down. Jonnu was the second coming of the Dolphins receivers.
They replaced the wide receivers with Jonnu.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like it was crazy. But I mean, it's I feel this in a similar boat that I feel the Dolphins are going to take a big step back and people are going to be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't. There's not a lot there.
I think McDaniels is a great offensive mind. I don't think he's a great leader, and that's the issue. I think that the Dolphins are.
I understand that. I draft for upside though.
Yeah.
No. 100%. I draft for upside as well, but I think that the upside when you're talking about McCarthy and I think there's upside in both when you come to Penix or McCarthy. I think you got beef with McCarthy. I think that's what it boils down to.
Well, hey, I got beef with Michigan.
I'm pretty good with beef. I'm fine with beef.
They cheated to win the national championship.
It's all okay. Look, just get it out. This is a therapy session.
Let us know how you feel.
All right.
They won a national championship by cheating, and it is proven.
I'm just glad that they got Anthony Richardson at 29.
One thing I know about college football, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Okay. All right. We'll end it with my smash. My smash, I did go homer pick as well. I went with Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard's currently going to RB 18, 45th overall. Last year, he finished as RB 13 and missed a couple games. I do worry a little bit about how much Dowdle may take away from him, but I also think that this offense is going to be a better offense. And so I think the balance of him being able to be more efficient and possibly score more touchdowns will negate what Dowdle may take away from him in touches. I just think that I don't think Chuba is, Kyron Williams or Jonathan Taylor. I don't think he's a top tier back, but I think he's a very solid running back. They've paid him the money. They gave him fat stacks, so he's going to have to go out there and earn it. In 2 or 3 years, we may not be talking about Chuba anymore, but right now is his time, and I think he's got one more year of going out there and showing, and I think he can finish as a top 12 running back. I don't think he's going to be top 5. I think he can finish between 10 to 12, and if you tell me I can get him at 18 and he can finish in that range, I'll take it.
Well, if we're going strictly off of last year, I would say you're right. And or if he was just drafted, where was he at? Oklahoma State? When he was coming out of Oklahoma State,
I felt like Chuba was Oregon.
Chuba? No, I believe it was
you're probably right because you know way more about college football than I do.
I'm pretty sure it was Oklahoma State.
I spelled it Chiva Hibbard. Chiva Hibbard. My phone's like, do you mean Chuba Hubbard?
But when he was coming out of college, I would say
it was Oklahoma State, but I bet you don't know what country he was born in.
Oh, God.
Canada, bitches. That's why it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
I was going to say some Caribbean country.
Let me pull some shit out of my ass so that I sound right for a second.
He was drafted.
You got me. I was going to say Trinidad.
2021 is when he was drafted.
Yeah. But like I was saying, coming out of college, I would say, yeah. I mean, that guy's going to be a star also, right? It's just those few years in between where he was almost nothing gives me a little bit of pause. But if we're going off of the production from last season, then yeah, you're right. We'll take him there.
But the thing is he was consistently good last year on a shit team. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like he was. You look at what Miles Sanders did a few years ago when everybody's like, "This dude's amazing." He was on a great team with a great offensive line. Chuba did it with a mid offensive line and a shit offense, and so I put a little bit more stock in that than a guy who shows up one year for an explosive offense.
Well, and you got to also take into consideration he did just get paid. I mean, they paid this guy to be their guy right now, so he's gonna get
Jonathan
the
Brooks proved to be broken.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not going to get Jonathan Brooks this year. Rico Dowdle has shown us he's not anything to really
he's meh.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's a running back.
He's meh plus.
He's a running back in the league, and I feel like he might take what little bit of pass catching Chuba did get last year. That's going to go to Rico Dowdle, but I think as long as Chuba stays what he did last year, he's still going to finish out better than what he's being drafted at that moment. Like, I don't think you got a really, really, really high ceiling with him. I think 13 last year is probably his ceiling ever. But this year he'll probably finish at like 15, in my opinion, as long as he stays healthy all season. And if you're drafting him at 18, I mean, it's only 3 spots, but you're looking at
54 targets last year.
But I'm saying if Rico takes 20 of those away, he only gets 34 targets, and all of a sudden that becomes a problem.
But if the offense is a better offense, then Rico can get his, and it can still be a 50.
You just got to hope that their defense is a shittier defense, so they're out there more.
Maybe.
That way they get more opportunity. I mean, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm okay with saying Chuba Hubbard does a smash. I mean, at 18, I think personally he finishes 15 on the season, which is 10, 12 draft spots or 3 running back spots ahead of where he's being drafted. That's still value. I mean, it's still good value.
That's value.
Especially in this division where a lot of these people are going where they should be drafted. Right. There's not a lot of room to draft like Drake London going off at like 11. You don't want to draft him going, he might get 5 next year, but really, do you think it's going to be that? Yeah. Where I think Chuba can finish easily above where he's being drafted at. So I don't know. It's definitely a smash.
Yeah, if he's drafted at his floor, he could easily end up higher than
that. And that's what I feel like on that offense. Right now, that's pretty close to his floor.
Well, there it is. The NFC South is in the books. Bus, appreciate you coming out and joining on the chat. And anytime, like if we're Mondays and Tuesdays, and then Thursdays or Fridays is when we're going to be doing the pods. So if you got a free day and you want to check in with us, definitely. Anytime you want to.
Yeah, my podcast partner is AWOL.
Oh no,
He's lost in Germany somewhere. So
Oh, snap.
I haven't been doing
the good
football.
Germany or the bad Germany? I mean,
Well, no, it's all the
Bavaria.
same Germany now.
No, he's talking about Austria. If there's any Austrian listeners, they're pissed off right now.
oh yeah, my bad.
Man, who knew we were going to be taking shots at Austria today?
I mean,
but yeah, if anytime you're freed up or you want to pop in, I mean,
Yeah, because I don't know if my podcast is going to be running this season or not. I haven't heard from him. Like, I leave him a message and he responds like 2 months later. So,
yeah.
oh wow.
yeah, I don't know.
At that rate, you won't hear to him until football's already started.
So I guess yeah, just check in with us. But if anything we say or do helps you get to that average place in your leagues, that means we did our job. That means we did our job. Because Matt, when you finish average,
Damn, Daniel.
you don't finish last. I hope you guys have a good one out there, and we'll talk to you in a few days.
Later.
Deuces.
Holla.